Okay, I was recently asked a question by M. Bulaz here on the RunDreamAchieve.com YouTube channel. He said, Coach, what is your take on moderate and easy training methods interchangeably? Do you think one can be an elite runner with this kind of training? I ask because it is said that it prevents runners from prolonged injuries. Yes, I certainly think that any runner that's willing to prepare long enough for their races with enough initiative, with enough patience, has the potential to become an elite runner, to get to a level that very few runners ever get to. And again, I fully understand here on this channel and when I make videos, not every runner's goal is to become an elite runner. Some runners just want to run their first 5K. Some runners want to run a 20-second PR in the 10K. They're not thinking really so much about, getting to the Olympic trials level, qualifying for the Olympic trials, or making it to the World Championships. Every runner has different goals and aspirations, but I do think that to get to the next level as an elite runner, as what you mentioned here, yes, you do have to have a combination of both moderate and easy training in your buildup. I always reiterate what the late Dr. Joe Vigil said in his book, Road to the Top. He said it takes about 28 days for the body to adapt to any stress load being placed on it. So I stress the importance of patience in your preparation, and know that great results in this sport, in most cases, take several years. Sometimes it takes you over a decade to get what you want. In my case, it took me over a decade of training, 10 hard years of training to get to the level that I was aspiring to get to. So this isn't a sport where if you're seeking to become an elite athlete, that it's going to happen in a matter of months. And I know I'm preaching to the choir to most of you who are maybe very experienced in the sport, who understand the complexities of being a middle to long distance runner and seeking to get to this level. This particular question is kind of centered more toward veterans of the sport, athletes that are very, very serious, that are kind of pretty much living like a monk-type lifestyle, that are seeking to get to the elite level. And I'll tell you from experience, it is not fun whatsoever. You have to have an enormous amount of drive and initiative to be seeking this type of goal. And so, yes, you do need to train a mixture of both easy training. You have to build your endurance. You have to build your aerobic base before you start working into moderate type training efforts. Yes, if you're doing a mixture of both moderate as well as easy training, you're not stressing yourself so much that you create what you mentioned in your question here, injuries. You do not want to deal with injuries as well, and I've dealt with those over the years. I've had 3 knee surgeries. They had to go in and take out cartilage when I was in college in 1997, 1998 timeframe. Had orthoscopic knee surgery twice on my left knee, once on my right knee. I've ruptured my plantaris tendon. I've had shin splints once, which was enough. And numerous other types of injury, or nagging type injuries, patellar tendonitis, Achilles tendonitis, things of that sort. So, and that all came from running a lot on not only higher mileage for so many years, moderate to very high mileage, but most of the time it was because I was running a lot on concrete and pavement. So do the best you can also to run on softer surfaces if you can, dirt and grass. A lot of runners, just depends on where you're at. Here, I'm in the United States of America, so a lot of pavement, a lot of concrete. If you're in Kenya or if you're in Ethiopia, other parts of the world, you may have more dirt roads and more grass tracks, things of that sort. So do the best you can to get away from hard surfaces as well. But yeah, in regards to your question, Mbulaz, yeah, interchangeably, you need to be doing that. You can't just train hard and fast all the time. Okay, if you want to be a better runner, you have to have a mixture of, easy running, moderate level running, running at VO2 max, And you have to do that interchangeably. You can't just stress the energy systems of the body continually and expect you're going to have a high return on your investment. Remember, and don't try to run fast all the time. Jog on your easy days. I've trained with runners that could run under 5-minute mile pace for 26.2 miles or 42.2 kilometers, who would go out and run 9 to 10 minute pace, mile per mile pace, or the equivalent in kilometers on their easy days. Okay, so if runners of that level can run at those particular paces, why can't you? You know, if you're a 4-hour marathoner, or if you're a sub 3-hour marathoner, you know, or if you're running under 20 minutes for a 5K, look at what are the best runners? What are they doing in training? How do they prepare? You know, some of the runners that I've trained with over the years that were far better than me, that made Olympic teams, that made World Championships teams, they got over disappointments very quickly, okay? So don't overstress and beat yourself up over a few bad races or a few bad workouts. It's part of the process. You're not going to just get to that golden moment where everything goes perfect overnight, okay? So yes, you do want to stress yourself. You do want to run aerobically. You want to build that aerobic base of easy, relaxed mileage so that you're building your endurance. But then you also want to interchangeably do some moderate type workouts where you're running at your anaerobic threshold. You're not quite running at VO2 max effort, where you're sprinting, doing repeat 200s, repeat 300s, or repeat 150 hill repetitions. So you're not doing VO2 max training all the time, but you want to run some efforts at anaerobic threshold effort, but make sure that after you're doing these tempo workouts, maybe it's repeat miles or repeat 3-mile reps, repeat 5K reps on the roads, make sure that you're giving yourself preferably 48 hours of easy jogging. And I want to stress this: jog, take it easy, relax on those easy days so that you can continue over a long period of time to continue to train and push your body and your body to adapt to each stress load you're placing on it. Again, the late Dr. Joe Vigil said in his book, Road to the Top, it takes about 28 days for the body to adapt to any stress load being placed on it. Okay? So don't expect that you're going to just go out and start running 8 kilometers at tempo effort easily overnight. It's not going to happen. You're going to experience some times during that tempo run where maybe you have to stop for a couple minutes and then start again. Or maybe you can hit the first 3 miles at goal pace and you're really struggling for the last 2 miles, or, you know, of that 8-kilometer effort. Okay? Even looking back, I mean, there were times where I would start off, I would really struggle holding 3 miles or around 5 kilometers at anaerobic threshold effort. But later in my buildups, you know, usually my training was anywhere from 16 to 24 weeks in buildup. I could hold 16 kilometers out to 25 kilometers at anaerobic threshold effort. Whereas before, I'd really have a hard time just holding 3 miles. Okay, so remind yourself that it takes time to adapt. You're not just going to become, you know, go out and hit a new PR every single time out of the gate. But yes, to get to the elite level, to get to become a professional runner, you're going to have to live, eat, drink, sleep running. And it's just the process. I mean, if you're wanting to get to that type of level, you want to reach, run times that very few runners around the world run each year. I'm just speaking from experience. Pretty much, yeah, you can do other things in life. Balance enjoy life, keep it chill, and enjoy what you're doing. If you lose enthusiasm for this, you're not going to get to this level, period. So you have to have, what is your why? What's driving you to do what you're doing? Because that why is going to keep you motivated to get through the hard days, to get through those times where you have to go into work, and you have to put in a workout before you go into work, and then you have to put another workout in after you come back from work. After the workout, you have to prepare for school. You're training. You're studying for a test. I've dealt with that too over the years. I was working a full-time military job. I was in grad school, and I was running 100+ miles a week. It's not easy, But that why, that I want to get to the next level. I love this sport. I love what I'm doing. I'm excited about what I'm doing. and I want to, and I know I'm only going to live once that I know of, and I want to do the very best that I possibly can with the gifts the good Lord has given me as an athlete. And so I cannot let up this much. I can't let up at all. Okay, so that's my take on it. And in terms of in terms of your question, Elaz, what is your take on moderate to easy training method interchangeably? Do you think, athletes can be an elite runner with this kind of training? Yes, they can. But you also have to have that hard training in there as well. I don't think that just moderate level training and easy running combined alone is going to get you there. I think there has to be some times where you're training at VO2 max effort, where you're running far faster than you're capable of running for a few seconds to a few minutes. Again, training at these types of levels improves your body's lactate tolerance, your ability to clear lactic acid more efficiently, effectively, so that you can get to the next level in your training. Hope this video is helpful for all of you. Definitely check out the resources below or on RunDreamAchieve.com if you're ready to take your training and racing to the next level. And I'll talk to you guys and gals all in the next video.